Have you ever noticed how your mind can travel miles away while your body remains still? You open a book, sit at your desk, and promise yourself that today will be different. Yet within seconds, your phone lights up, a notification blinks, or a small thought whispers in your head. Suddenly, your attention drifts. 1 minute becomes 10, 10 minutes become an hour, and at the end of the day, you feel tired but strangely unaccomplished, as if your energy was scattered in the wind instead of planted in meaningful work. It is frustrating, almost painful, to realize that time has slipped through your fingers again. Many people comfort themselves by saying that success belongs only to the gifted, the brilliant, or the naturally talented. They believe that intelligence alone guarantees achievement. But if that were true, every clever person would shine and every talented dreamer would succeed. Yet reality shows us something far more powerful and far more hopeful. History whispers a different truth. Success does not bow to talent alone, it bows to focus. It belongs to those who guard their attention like treasure. Focus is invisible, yet it shapes destinies. It turns raw potential into living reality. It transforms scattered effort into steady progress. Without focus, even the brightest mind loses direction. With focus, even an ordinary person can rise beyond expectation. This is the story of a boy who once believed he had lost his path. His grades were falling, his confidence was breaking, and his dreams felt heavier each day. He thought something was wrong with him, something unfixable. But a wise teacher changed everything, not with a long lecture, not with punishment, but with a simple bowl filled with water. What that lesson revealed would stay with the boy for the rest of his life. In a crowded and lively town lived a young boy named Aaron. He was clever, curious, and full of imagination. His heart was crowded with dreams. Some days he wanted to become a doctor who healed the sick. Other days he imagined himself painting masterpieces or traveling across unknown lands as an explorer. His mind was alive with possibility. Yet the same imagination that gave him dreams also stole his attention. When Aaron tried to study, his phone vibrated and instantly captured him. When he sat in class, his thoughts drifted into colorful daydreams. His notebook lay open, but his mind wandered far beyond the classroom walls. He believed he could always catch up later, that being smart would somehow rescue him in the end. Every night he made promises to himself. Tomorrow will be different. Tomorrow I will focus. But when morning came, the same pattern returned. At first he laughed it off. He told himself it was harmless. He trusted his natural intelligence and assumed success would arrive without discipline. He did not see the quiet danger growing beneath his casual attitude. Slowly, reality began to knock at his door. His grades dropped little by little. Teachers who once praised his quick answers now looked at him with disappointment. Friends who studied consistently began moving ahead. Aaron watched as they celebrated achievements while he struggled to keep up. The gap widened and his confidence shrank. At night, he stared at the ceiling, haunted by doubt. "Maybe I am not good enough," he whispered to the darkness. "Maybe I only imagined my potential." The thought hurt more than any poor grade. It planted fear inside his heart. For the first time, he questioned whether he truly had what it took to succeed. One afternoon, after receiving another disappointing exam paper, Aaron slipped away to sit under a large tree near the schoolyard. He lowered his head, hiding his frustration. An elderly teacher named Mr. Hahn noticed him from a distance. Mr. Hahn was known throughout the town for his wisdom and calm presence. Students often sought him when they felt lost. Mr. Hahn approached gently and asked, "Why do I see such heaviness in your eyes today?" Aaron couldn't hold back his frustration. "Sir, I try," he said, "but my mind jumps everywhere. I start studying and then I lose focus. I fail again and again. Maybe I am simply hopeless." The words felt bitter yet honest. Mr. Hahn listened without interrupting. His silence was patient and kind. Finally, he spoke softly. "Come to my home tomorrow morning," he said. "I want to show you something important." There was no lecture, no scolding, only an invitation. Aaron felt curious and a little nervous, but he agreed. The next morning, Aaron stood before Mr. Han's small wooden house. The teacher greeted him warmly and handed him a clay bowl filled to the very edge with clear water. Not a single drop could be added without spilling. "Take this bowl," Mr. Han instructed calmly. "Walk to the marketplace and return without spilling any water." Aaron stared at the crowded street beyond the gate. "That is impossible," he protested. "The marketplace is loud and chaotic. People rush everywhere. I cannot walk there without spilling something." Mr. Han simply nodded and said, "Try." There was quiet confidence in his voice, as if he already knew the outcome. With careful steps, Aaron entered the bustling street. Merchants shouted their offers. Children ran past him. Dogs barked. Carts rolled noisily across the stone road. Every sound pulled at his attention. When he glanced sideways for even a second, water splashed over the rim. By the time he returned, nearly half the bowl was empty. Mr. Han looked at the remaining water and then at Aaron. "This bowl is your mind," he explained. "Your dreams, your studies, your goals are the water inside. Every time you turn toward distraction, you spill a little of your focus. When too much spills, there is nothing left to nourish your dreams." Aaron felt the truth of those words deeply. "What should I do?" he asked quietly. "Try again," Mr. Han replied. This time, Aaron tightened his grip and fixed his eyes only on the surface of the water. He walked more slowly. He heard the noise, but he did not look at it. He felt movement around him, but he did not chase it with his eyes. When he returned, only a few drops were missing. Mr. Han smiled. "When your eyes remain on your goal, distractions lose their power. That is focus. It is not about silence in the world. It is about steadiness in the mind." From that day forward, Aaron began training his focus as if it were a muscle that needed strengthening. The teacher gave him 4 simple rules. First, control your thoughts. When your mind wanders, gently guide it back. Second, build a routine. Set clear times for study, rest, and play. Third, remove distractions. Place your phone away and clear your desk. Fourth, practice every day. Discipline grows like a tree from a tiny seed. At the beginning, Aaron still struggled. His habits did not disappear overnight. Sometimes he reached for his phone without thinking. Sometimes he drifted into fantasy while reading. His friends teased him for skipping games to study. But each night he remembered the bowl of water and the quiet lesson behind it. Gradually, small changes became strong habits. Aaron created a schedule and followed it carefully. He studied in focused blocks of time and rested without guilt afterward. He placed his phone in another room during study hours. When his thoughts wandered, he whispered firmly, "This is my focus time." Slowly, his restless mind became calm and steady. Weeks passed, and the difference became visible. Aaron could now sit for long periods without losing concentration. His grades began to rise. Teachers noticed his effort and praised his discipline. More importantly, he felt confidence returning inside him. He realized that success was not magic, it was the result of protected attention and consistent effort. Years later, Aaron became a teacher himself. On his first day in the classroom, he carried a clay bowl filled with water. The students laughed in curiosity, but Aaron smiled knowingly. Success, he told them, does not belong to the smartest or the fastest. It belongs to those who can carry their dreams without spilling them to distraction. And if you learned something from this story, please like, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments so we can continue growing and focusing together.